Now, if you've been following us for any length of time, you will know that we are big fans of BELSTAFF. We didn't think their collection could get a lot better, but for 2024, they have really upped the game. So across their line, they've got a load of revisals for legacy lines or lines that they already have, and you will recognize those as they come up. This being one of them, this is the BELSTAFF Brooklands, which you will probably already be familiar with. And they've also got a load of new designs as well, drawing from their heritage. It's a big year for BELSTAFF. This is their 100th anniversary, their centenary, however you want to pronounce that. We've got a debate going in the office, and I'm definitely right. So with this one then, if we move on to the jacket I have here. This one I'm very familiar with because I actually have the BELSTAFF Brooklands Pro, and it is the first thing I think I bought, in fact, from my time working at Urban Rider. So I've had it for a few years. It still looks really good, and it definitely has aged well. And that's one of the big benefits, one of my favorite things about that jacket. The other thing is, of course, the fit. For me, it doesn't necessarily matter so much what the design is. It really does come down to the form and the fit and how it feels when I'm wearing it. Now, that's one of the big things about BELSTAFF. It's always a hard thing to put across, but there is something about the quality of their finish that doesn't translate necessarily as clearly in imagery as it does when you try the jacket on or obviously live with it for a long while. One of our main critiques from previous lines of BELSTAFF was that we thought they could achieve better when it comes to their safety rating, felt like they were underselling themselves a little bit. So it's really nice to see they have upped the safety standards for these jackets. And something that is very rarely the case for any manufacturer, the prices have actually gone down. So this in particular comes in at £550 as of the making of this video, and it has a CE certification. Another change is this colorway. I really do like this colorway actually. This is one of the new ones for them. So the Brooklands in particular comes in an option of either black, mahogany, or sand, as you can see here. Jumping on to the outer fabrics, the materials that they've used have been tweaked and improved. Now, one of my favorite things about the waxed cotton that BELSTAFF offers is that unlike with some imitators, it doesn't leave the oily residue on your fingers. It is still a waxed cotton, but it just feels nicer in the hands. And like I say, it does tend to age a little bit better than some others as well. This now uses a slightly lighter but more abrasion resistant version of waxed cotton. It's an 8-ounce British Millerain Ultra Core waxed cotton. It also comes complete with D3O level 1 armor at your elbows and your shoulders. It also has a pocket if you want to get a back protector additionally. It has a waterproof and breathable membrane on the inside, so it is fully waterproof. It also has more vents than the previous version, or the My Jacket, which I would like on mine, if I'm being honest. Only really when I'm wearing the jacket off the bike walking around, because it does tend to trap in your warmth and you can get a bit sweaty. Very rarely is that any kind of concern when I'm on the bike. It's actually surprisingly good in a huge variety of conditions, and I can pretty much get away with it year round depending on what I layer underneath it. But like I say, with this one we have more vents on this, so you can see actually some vents there at your biceps and some exit vents at your ribs underneath your arm, so you really don't see those from the outside at all because your arm blocks them. But it will be more breathable than the previous version. When it comes to insulation on those colder rides, on this version they've actually done away with the removable vest that you used to get on the inside. It didn't make a huge difference in the previous version because it was relatively thin, and I tended to leave mine in year round, and then in the winter just stick some thicker layers underneath. On this one, you can couple it with their climate vest, which uses Primaloft. It is thicker than the vest you used to get included, and therefore will keep you warmer. And it works really well with the jacket. Because it's a vest and it doesn't go down your sleeves, it's very easy to get in there and you don't have to fiddle around with it at all. It just adds some versatility if you want to add that on. The rest of the features and the aesthetics to the outside should look pretty familiar. It is the same style, therefore having the quilting, for example, at your shoulders thicker in this section, quilting at your elbows as well, the BELSTAFF logo stitched onto your left arm and the British flag underneath the pocket there. Fit-wise, we have found them to fit the same as the previous Brooklands. So with this one, it is a large with actually the climate vest included, and it's fitting on our mannequin quite nicely here. He is typically a 40-inch chest, quite broad in the shoulders as well, but actually fits him pretty well. For myself, I did buy the large because I wanted a bit of extra room in there, but most of the time I look better in a medium, and I'm a 38-inch chest, just as a reference. If you have any questions or concerns about sizing though, we have a size guide on the website which you can refer to. You can see antique brass details across it with the BELSTAFF logo embossed. All of them work really well. The snaps are really nice to interact with. For example, it's something obviously you'll interact with a lot when it comes to your jacket. You've got a rubber coating over the bottom there. You've got this collar, so you can obviously tighten that in and secure it if you want to. Typically what I'll do is just stuff mine into the collar and get it out of the way, unless it is a really cold day, in which case I will use the buckle. It's got this knurling on it. It rolls really smooth and easy. Same with the zips. They're quite chunky, very easy to use, even when you're wearing motorcycle gloves, which is a good thing. You will notice this storm channel down here to make sure that obviously the water isn't going to get past this outer flap. And then you've got that big chunky zip that I mentioned. And you can see here this climate vest, which just snaps into place, and it's just another snap around your collar, and it's where it needs to be, and it will just stay there. And obviously you can take that out, you can wear that when you're off the bike as well, and they do look quite good, or of course you can keep it included. You've also got a pocket on the inside. You've got that Napoleon pocket on your left side for your valuables. If you do want something to remain waterproof, that pocket is on the inside of the liner, so it is away from the rain. Whereas the pockets on the outside, I can tell you these, whilst they do a good job of keeping the rain off, if it's really heavy downpour, you will notice it's a little bit damp on the inside, so don't keep anything that isn't waterproof in these pockets. And then of course you've got two more pockets at your chest there. And I also really like the corduroy sections, oil resistant corduroy, so they actually do stay clean. I did think or worry that mine was going to start to look a little bit manky, but actually they still look really good, and most importantly they're really soft and comfortable. I like that. It's around obviously your neckline there and your wrists. For me, this always has been one of my favourite styles that they do. That's why I bought it in the first place, and it does tend to suit people of my stature a little bit better than the taller versions. However, if you want all of the same sort of function that you can see here, with maybe a little bit more functionality actually because of the larger pockets, the Trailmaster is a good one to look at as well. Very similar obviously to this one, just a little bit bigger. So if you're a bit taller, say over 6 foot, that tends to suit people who are taller. You can find links for this jacket. You'll also see some more videos from us explaining the rest of their 2024 range. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below, and I'll see you soon.